Hey, Dr. Tom Hanson here, the Playbook Academy in Tampa, Florida. I wanted to give you a quick message today on why the team that I'm the head coach of lost the Little League Park Championship. Actually, we lost in the semifinals on a walk-off walk in extra innings. And I was talking with the coach afterwards. I mean, a week ago, if you did, I was totally confident we were going to win. But I was talking with the coach that beat us, and they won the championship the next game. And I said, congratulations, way to go. You did a very nice job. Team played very well. And I said, wow, your running game is devastating. They probably got 4 of their ultimately 8 runs because they're wreaking just havoc on the base path. And my guys would throw balls away. So he said, yeah, well, thank you. And because we work hard on it, we spent about 25 minutes. If you give an hour, about 25 minutes of that's going to be on the running game. I was like, really? Wow, that's not. I mean, we worked some on rundowns, but not anything like that. And we didn't have it as a major offensive weapon to do that. If I have an hour, I spend 30 minutes on throwing. I want to build up prolific arms. I want to build up plus arms for these guys. One, because pitchers emerge, which is what happened, and also um, that's projects. If a guy can throw, he's going to keep playing. A coach is going to want a guy that can throw. Um, but it caught up to us at this point. And so the thing was, and the other thing is, it's like the running game. I mean, you run halfway between second and third. It's a nightmare in ninth for 9-year-olds. But not too long from now, that's an easy out. So that skill doesn't project up to the higher levels. Nonetheless, here's the thing I wanted to get across, is that this is a question of values. That coach valued that running game where I valued the throwing. And in terms of winning, his strategy was better. That it worked out. I mean, it was pretty close, but and there were pros that showed up from my guys really throwing well with the pitching. But nonetheless, he wins the championship largely because he just was havoc on the base path, and they were very good at it. So that's what he valued, and so that's what he put his energy into. And what I valued was the throwing. Now, this is what's going on constantly, whether you're a player or a coach. This is what's going on all the time. You have a set of values in your head, and you're paying attention to certain things in the game based on what your value structure says. What do you think is important? And do you think the right things are important? Do you in your mind, are you looking out there and seeing things through a set of lenses about that's important, that's not, that's important, that's not, and then putting your energy in the things that are important? That's one level of the mental game, is what I call the external mental game, which is seeing and understanding what it takes to win. The second is this internal mental game. It's like, do I have access? Do I value certain things about myself in such a way that it frees my talent to play? It's an internal value judgment that your mind is making. And that's what makes a guy have a good mental game or not. Yes, the skills of the breath and the routine can help a great deal regardless of how you're processing. You want to do that regardless of your processor that you have, like your values hierarchy, your values structure. But the best thing is to have a really great value structure, so you're not perceiving something as stressful. You're perceiving it as fun. I was talking with a player one-on-one the other day, and I came up with a title I'll use probably for a book or something. Maybe I shouldn't even put it out right here, but it's called Beyond Mental Toughness. I don't want you to be mentally tough where you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna cut it, I'm gonna block that guy out, block that block that heckler out, block out that last. No, I want that stuff to pass through you, like, whatever, who cares? And it's not like a matter of, mental toughness. It's just literally his value structure. I want it to be such that it doesn't bother him. So he doesn't need some tool to help him get over his reaction to it. So and to me, and this is like level 3 mental game stuff. The first key is to measure it. And this is exactly what the Hanson Play Big Baseball profile measures. And I have the softball version up and running now too. It measures your value structure of what you see out there, and what are you valuing, and does that work for you? And the inside, what are you valuing, and does that work for you? And then I have ways to change it. But it starts with assessment. I mean, it starts with the measurement. You go for a pitching lesson, if the guy isn't videotaping, you got to wonder, well, what are you doing? Why wouldn't you videotape? Because so you can see it, or hitting. It's like, we got to see this on video so we can really see what's happening. Well, this is a video. The Hanson mental game profile is like a video. What video is to your mechanics, the Hanson mental game profile is to your mental game. It allows you to see it plain as day. What's there? How are you valuing things? So I want you just to understand it, whether you take the profile or not. It's not so much about that, may or may not be for you, but I want you to understand this idea of values. And what you value, you're paying attention to, and that trumps everything. It trumps everything. So I'll just leave it at that. So just pay attention. It's like if you want an exercise out of this, I'd say write out your values. What do you think is important? And then check and see if your actions are lined up with that. That's something that you can do for sure, just out of this, whether you get the profile or not. What are my values? What's really important to me? And then you'll be happy in your life the degree to which your behavior lines up with your values. So think about that one a little bit. But that's why we lost. I valued something that wasn't as effective a winning strategy as what the other guy did. So, tip of my hat to him. I learned and move on. We had a great year, and I hope you have had a great year and are teeing it up for a great summer. Go get that profile if you're serious about really finding out what's possible for you and your team in the game of baseball. See you at the Play Big Academy. Thank you.